Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Dentistry Gone Wild, the official podcast for mobile and teledentistry. I'm so excited to be here. Melissa and I always bring you the very best for mobile and teledentistry because we love our community and we want to always give you all what you need and what we actually use and what we recommend. And we like to bring top quality guests to you. But before we jump in, I have to introduce you all to my partner in crime, the co-host, Melissa Turner. How you doing, girl?
Sadia, you always make me laugh. I never know how you're going to describe me. Like, just don't call me old. That is the thing. Just don't call me old, and I will be fine, right?
Wait a minute. Did you get the article I sent you? It was the geriatric millennium.
What? No! Oh my gosh, sing it again. I don't even know what that's about, but that's like, is that like the movie? What's the movie where is it Brad Pitt goes back in time instead of he's born old and then he goes back to
what is that? Benjamin Button.
Yes. But is that like the geriatric millennium?
I'm going to send you the article. It's amazing. When I seen it, it was something that I forgot who wrote it, but I said, I got to send this to Melissa. She's going to think it's a joke, but it's talking about, I'm not even going to tell you about it. I'm just going to send it to you.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to put it in the link in this post then too, once this airs, because I'm sure everyone else is curious. Well, Sadia, it is good to be here on another Monday with you. Gosh, I love these. So we are like, I don't know, 50 episodes in. We're season 2 now for Dentistry Gone Wild. And we're just having a ball. And what I realize now, I love podcasts. I know you love podcasts, listening to podcasts too. And what I realize now is there is certainly in this day and age a time and place in dentistry to have more and more and more podcasts. Don't nobody take any of our, okay, listen to me, no one's going to take our official mobile and teledentistry podcast, right? But we're going to keep that, right? We're going to hang on to that title. But I love listening to these podcasts because it makes the world go round. It makes us all.
What is your favorite podcast? What is your favorite podcast?
You know what? Brene Brown is pretty good. She's very inspirational.
What about dentistry?
Oh, dentistry. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I've tried a bunch of them and you know what? Some of them are dull and boring if they're just straight clinical, right? That's great. I love them. Right. But for me, I'm not clinical right now. Michelle Strange, Andrew Johnston.
I was going to say the same thing. Her and Andrew, tell them two hygienists.
Yes. I mean, their banter is just real. And it's awkward sometimes.
But I love Michelle. I just love Michelle and Andrew.
You don't love Andrew?
He's just a hug bug. He's a hug bug.
Yes, I love both of them too. Yeah, and so we need to get them on here, Sonia. We need to get them on here sometime. Yeah. So Michelle and Andrew, I know you're listening. So let's set up a date. Have some fun. Okay, but we love Wait, Sonia, that's your favorite podcast too? A Tale of Two Hygienists?
That's my favorite podcast for dentistry. Yeah. Outside of dentistry, I would have to say Les Brown or Eric Thomas. They're all motivational speakers. I listen to Eric Thomas when I'm in the gym in the morning because he's always yelling. He's just this mean, hard guy from Detroit. He's always yelling, "Get your lazy butt up. You gotta be fat. You're unhealthy." So he's always yelling and everything. So I love Eric Thomas. I'm that direct person. You can't be nice to me like, you might want to get up and exercise, and because I'm going to just go right back to bed. So Eric Thomas is my guy. He's yelling at me at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, and if he's from Detroit too, I mean, hometown.
That's me. I'm from Detroit, so right? I relate to that.
There you go.
But Melissa, we got to get to our guests because our guests are not from the United States.
Oh, yeah. Well, here we go. So, drum roll. So, as Sonia said at the beginning of the podcast, we love mobile dentistry, we love teledentistry, and we love the products that make it easier for us to do mobile dentistry and teledentistry. So, not too long ago, we encountered a face shield that we really love. And so today we wanted to bring the team on. So welcome to the stage, Dr. Scott and Zach, the brilliant minds behind the Ambience face shield. Welcome to Dentistry Gone Wild.
Thank you. Hi, Sonya and Melissa. So we're so happy to be here. Really excited.
And let me tell you, the first time that I met Zach, okay, here we go. Under one roof, I hear my name get called from across the exhibit hall. I'm like, what? Like, who is calling me? And here's this guy in this face shield on his head. He's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, have I met you? Right? But no, we didn't need to meet because we just clicked right away. So Zach, it's good to see you again. So tell us a little bit about your face shield, and then we're going to dive into the why behind it a little bit later, because I know there's a good story behind it, right?
So should we tell you the creation or just high level, kind of just what it is now?
Whatever in your throat, whatever in your throat to say, just say it.
There you go.
Sure. Well, how about I'll start with it. So as you both know, during the beginning of the pandemic, all dentists we were shut down for a while, and it became pretty apparent that like everybody else watching CNN, you're seeing all the frontline workers wearing face shields and doing the great work that they're doing. But for our industry, there really wasn't anything available at all for us to use. So my mind was just thinking about, well, what are we going to do to get back to work? And at that time, there wasn't anything available. There was no plastic to make anything. There was no options for us to do so. So kind of thought outside the box a little bit. And our needs are a little bit more specific than, as you know, with a medical practitioner. And as you touched on, Sonya, we have to be able to accommodate not only our loupes that we wear to see, but also our lights so that we can do the best work that we can do. And there wasn't anything available at all. And some colleagues of mine who are going back to work, they were using construction work kind of things, welding kind of helmets that would give them the clearance to work, which is just incredible. So I had an idea that I could take a construction helmet, just the yellow kind of construction helmet that you see people wearing, and if I turned it around, I could get some plastic to stick onto it with some really strong magnets. So that was kind of the genesis of the idea. And from that, I showed Zach, who was working for Dyson over in the UK at the time, of my idea, and kind of spun it with him. So at the time, I made about 70 of these things and gave them to my friends, fellow dentists who were in the same position that I was, and the reception was pretty good, and they gave me some ideas with it. So I discussed it with Zach, and then kind of had him sort of take off from that idea, and he kind of worked on the rest of it from there.
One thing I like about it, when it doesn't feel heavy on your head, it doesn't put pressure on your head, and it fits, it doesn't move around. I think I showed Zach one that I had that clipped to my glasses, and every time I held my head down, my glasses came off. But this doesn't feel heavy. Melissa, did you have the opportunity to try it on?
I did, and I also have another one right here in this box. So. But it's comfortable, and that's one of the things that, when I met Zach at Under One Roof, I was like, okay, tell me how you deal with the pressure on the head. And also, I don't want, if possible, I don't want a band in my hair. Like you have hat hair and you see the band from the hat. I don't want that. And so I wore this for a while and I didn't get that. So Zach, what's the technology behind that?
So actually the comfort part's quite interesting, where that was one thing where we didn't really have to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of industries, let's just say safety helmets, where they've already designed something that needs to sit on the head for a very long period of time and be comfortable. But for some reason, all face shields weren't designed, were not made using a comfortable head harness. So that's actually, the comfort thing's something that we just stumbled into because my father's first prototype was made using a safety helmet. And the feedback we got from his colleagues was, when they put it on, wow, this is really comfortable. I like how secure and comfortable this feels. And as you mentioned, it's not squeezing my head, it's not leaving these lines, it's not giving me a headache. So the starting point from the product was really actually that first insight, which was, hey, there's actually no face shields on the market that have this basically fully adjustable, comfortable head harness. They all basically have an elastic band. As Sonya's, maybe they're on the loupes, which provides a lot of weight and they can fall off, and a lot of weight on the nose. Or some of them just have a piece of plastic that you kind of you bend open to sit on your head, just really uncomfortable things. But our face shield here, then we basically have, well, I think the picture to have in your mind is it's very, very comfortable, large contact area straps, which means you're not getting any pressure points. There's a very nice pad in the front, which is why you're not going to get kind of these wrinkles on your forehead. And then on the back, there's this pressure adjustment dial, similar to what you have on a bike helmet, which means that you can actually set the tension which the face shield sits on your head, which is really quite unique. Because without that strap, without that pressure adjustment dial, you basically, well, you just have to, however tight the shield's going to be, that's how tight it's going to be on your head. But with this one here, you can set the tightness.
It's customizable for each individual's head.
And that's what I like about it, because like some people have really tiny heads, and then some people have bigger heads, some people have big hair. Some days I have big hair, then some days I have little hair. So I wanted to be able to adjust. But one thing I like, that is the biggest thing that I like about this helmet, that it can be adjusted and doesn't leave marks on your head. That's really important. And the second thing, it doesn't fog. I like that point. But now I always want to circle stuff around to mobile dentistry. One pain point that I did have was the transporting it. In a dental office, you can take it off and you can sit it on your counter and it'll be there in the morning, you know. But in the mobile, once I put it together, I kind of had to leave it in my van, and it kind of moved around. It couldn't fit in my case. So, and I don't want to take the shield off every time to make it flat. So I had to put a hook in my van to hang it on. So I think that would be like transporting it, because people don't think about that in mobile. I know this wasn't designed for mobile, but everything is for mobile to me and Melissa and I. But
it needs to be in the future increasingly too, I think.
So that's the thing that I was talking. That's the only thing. I did put little stickers on mine to make it real cute, but I blinged it out a little bit. But that was the only situation that I had, is transporting it. But once I put the little hook in my van and hung it on that, that's great. The question I wanted to ask is, how economical is this for a dental office that may have 3 hygienists and 2 assistants and a dentist, and how long before they have to change out the shields?
Sure, I guess I can speak to that, because my office has we have about we have 6 operatories and 2 to 3 hygienists working, and 2 periodontists as well. So we've got a number of staff, and so to make it work efficiently for us, we have 2 sets of shields for everybody, and we felt that everybody should have the same amount of protection that I have. Not only the dentist, but also your hygienist, your assistants. We feel fairly strongly about that. But so to answer your first point, that's how we work with
camera right now.
Yes, I think we're having some technical difficulties.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad that you explained how it could be used in office. So what is the price point on that, if you don't mind sharing that?
Sure. So I can talk to the price point. How much is it?
And Melissa, you can hear clearly?
Yeah, we're good now. Yeah, we were getting some feedback.
Okay. Yeah, so the price point, so the shield for the head harness and one reusable shield, it's $65. For the replacements, it's $38. And when people first, I think people understand for the 65, okay, that's fine. But the 38 sometimes
that's not bad. Can you hear me, Melissa? Can you hear me?
I can now, but you're frozen. So we'll just continue.
Okay.
Okay, we'll keep. Okay. What I want to say, what we've tried to do. One insight we had is that, well, dentists and hygienists, they're quite economical people, and they don't like to replace the shields very often. So even if the manufacturer recommends that the shield is replaced every 2 weeks, you're gonna talk to them and I've been using this for a month, I've been using this for 2 months. So we thought, hey, if everyone's using these things for such a long time anyways, what we should really do is give them a very high quality piece of material. So you're gonna have improved clarity, because you're gonna be using it for very long. So you might as well invest in something better. So the $38 price point is really because the plastic is not just a standard plastic, but it has an anti-reflective, an anti-glare, and an anti-scratch coating on it. So, well,
in our office, Sonya, we've had them for over 8 months, and we haven't replaced a single shield yet. Whereas before when we had some,
money worth. That's getting your money worth.
Like Hardy board, exactly. But when we had the original, when we were using some other ones that we were experimenting with, yeah, they scratch up so easily. You clean them, it looks like you're looking through a fogged shower window or something. But these are great, and they clean up really, really nicely, very simply. So the auxiliaries can do that with a fairly efficient workflow. And we haven't changed any of them. So, and unless they're fairly, they're using them really, really a lot. So, and they're hung on hooks just like you. So that works the best for them, but we haven't had to change any of them. So, it's been a fairly good investment, and we're trying to cut down on the amount of plastic, and we don't want to create more waste than we have to with stuff. So it works nicely from that perspective too.
That is so good.
It is. Well, and I'm just, reflecting back over the COVID experience that we've all shared together. And, one of the good things is there's been so much innovation that has come out of it. And it's innovation where looking back, it's like, well, okay, why didn't we have this to begin with, right? And so something like this, to have more clarity as you're looking through a face shield, to have something that doesn't get hot when you put the loops and the light behind it, and to have something that's comfortable on your head. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's like, yes, this should have been made right before COVID, but thank you all for making it, for taking the time, for designing this. I know there's a lot of effort and energy and resources and the sacrifice that go into making something like this from scratch. So thank you for doing that. I want to be sure to thank you for doing that, because the response that I've seen from my colleagues and from myself and from Sonya has been astounding with this.
And going forward, you never really realized before. I never wore a face shield before the pandemic, but after wearing one, and I see the kind of stuff that flies on, and you take your shield off and you look at it, you go, "Wow, that was going on my face." I don't want any of that nastiness on my face anymore. And well, the way things are going, and with this, it's not obtrusive at all. So it's not a big leap forward to move the needle to get that to happen. And I think the patients feel a lot more safe about it too, that you're taking that little extra step. And for me practicing, it doesn't impede. It allows me to work really efficiently, and my staff really appreciates that they have it too, so they can see clearly, and they're offered the same amount of protection that I am. So I think it's, from a practice perspective, it also has been a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to cheat and say I did walk around the Publix grocery store with it on, and everybody was. I had my mask going up under it too, but I just felt like I was like a superstar because no one had one, and I was walking real slow down the aisle, and everyone was looking at me. So I mean, it's a multi-use, We were already in the van, and that Delta stuff is going on, so I wanted to just show off a little bit. So it's very fashionable. I like it. And I thank you all for inventing that. I hope that this is something that we all can offer our mobile dental audience and at the conference. Hopefully you guys can come there. If not, have some coupons or some information about your product there, because I'm here to say, moving around in nursing homes, going from room to room, having that on and not having to have my light on, I have my glasses on and the mask and the shield. It was very user friendly. I wasn't sweating. I didn't have that cotton, those blue ones with the cotton up under that wasn't all in there. It was a great feel. I felt roomy under it. It was just really nice. So I like the product. And Melissa and I don't say we like a lot of products because she's picky. Whoever she is up here, she's picky. Don't tell her I said it, but she's picky. So if she likes it, it's pretty good, right?
Oh, we're glad we got 2 thumbs up from you both.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah, often it's a lot of headaches making the whole thing run, but like seeing happy users is like the best reward.
Well, knowing that you work with Dyson, and that's one of the best vacuums ever. I mean, that my grandmother had a Dyson, so they've been around. They've been around before you, young man. So so if you can help invent that, it's really user friendly. So we thank you all for being on our show. How can people get this shield if they're interested? Please give some information on how they could reach out and get a shield from you all.
So we have a website, www.ambienceppe.com. You can get it there. What we're doing, there's a 45-day free try, well, money back guarantee. So you can get it, and if you don't like it, you can return it. Why we're doing that is everyone who we sent the shield to, once they look through once they feel how comfortable it is, they see how clear it is, they just can't imagine working with the shield they had previously because, well, in contrast, it just is so cloudy, so unclear, so much glare, and it's very uncomfortable. So yeah, which is just to say, it's definitely something you need to try. And if for some reason you don't like it, we're happy to take it back.
Wow.
Well,
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Melissa.
I think too that, you were talking about the price point earlier. We're so used to these shields being disposable. Why is something disposable when it's our vision, right? It is the art that we do every day as we're restoring a tooth, as we're scaling around, subjectively, we have to see. And so this is more of an investment, but it's a well worth it investment. So guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Listeners, thank you so much for being with us every week. And please click like and share. And Sonya says, if you listen, you can listen at your mama's house. You can listen as you're running, if you're a runner down the road. But we hope to see you again next week with Dentistry Gone Wild. Love you all.
And we will have the link for this shield in something. What will the link be, Melissa?
In the post.
Below.
It'll be in the post. That's right.
Yeah, it'll be in the post. So like you said, you can't go wrong. You can try it for 45 days. And if you don't like it, you can send it back. Now, that's a good deal. Thank you guys for being here, and we hope to see you again.
Perfect. Thanks for your time.
See you, Sonya. See you, Melissa. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.